Hi, everybody. This is Angela McFarlane again. You're welcome. We welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Community, and Cocktails. I am very excited to be here with two of my favorite musicians and humans, Ron Chinappi from Former Strangers and Michael Natalini from Romeo Delight, Tease, Rough House, Rugburn, Manus, Trickery,
Not Attack,
Vinyl Closet Band. Do you think you have enough bands?
No.
You're going to create anything?
I love playing with all these great musicians.
So, tell us again the story about how the VCB came to be.
Well, real quick, I would never say no to Jason and Angie, no matter when they ask me to put a band together or sit behind somebody at the Vinyl Closet. But one weekend down the shore, her husband, Jay, beat me up to put together a band, a 70s rock band, because I have Not Attack, which is 80s. And he was going, Mike, you got to play this song. And after a while, it kind of sounded pretty good. And I started thinking, I'm like, I knew right away the guys that I wanted to get in the band. I knew right away who I was going to ask to play.
Was it the song started to sound pretty good, or was it the fact that we've been drinking and we had a lot of martinis?
It was both, but when he started to give me a great idea with some of the songs.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I said, sure, why not? And then right away, I knew the name of the band, Vinyl Closet Band.
Yeah.
That wasn't even discussed.
He's good like that. I don't give him a tremendous amount of credit because I don't want his head to swell, but he's very good at that, like picking who should do what songs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, Ron, when you got that text, why did you agree to do it?
Was it a text message, a phone call, a Facebook message? I don't know, but
I didn't
even read that. Yeah, it doesn't even matter because even if it was reading it, I was just like, yep. Hey, Ron, you want to, Mike? It's Mike Natalini on the thing. Hey, Ron, you want to? Yep, just like that. It didn't even matter.
That's awesome.
Yep, sure do. Whatever it is, I'm in, buddy. And I mean, for countless reasons, right? I mean, other than just a phenomenal group of musicians playing here and. We've done this thing a couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the third year.
Fall festival and whatever.
You mean
festival,
Tsunami Fest?
Whatever, Tsunami Fest. Yeah, I call, as I like to refer to it, Limoncello Fest.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Right?
That was a good one too.
So all those events, I mean, everything you guys do is just beautiful, and the community part of it.
Thank you.
You know, and yeah, the musicians.
Yeah, the
absolutely
musicians.
Phenomenal.
So this is the third year for the She Festival. And for those of you that don't know, the She Festival is a fundraiser that we have every year to benefit the Laurel House. This is our third year. First year was a smaller scale. I had this idea in, I want to say it was November of 2020, and it actually started with Dinah the Band. It was just the three girls at the time, and it was the first time they'd ever played here, first time they'd ever played anywhere besides Shenandoah. And the crowd fell in love with them, as people tend to do when you hear their voices, right? And I made a proclamation in the grand way that I tend to make proclamations, and I said, I'm going to have a women's music festival, and they're going to be part of it. And lo and behold, that's what I did. So I started it in May of 2021 was our first one. And so Dinah was going to do it, and the first one we had Lynn Emilio from Former Strangers, who is Ron's singer in Former Strangers and Michael's singer in Not Attack. We had Maureen Stanko, and we had Regina Morton. At the time, she was with Kings No More. And I knew that we needed certain players, but, some of them had like Renee had backing musicians, but Dinah didn't at the time. Except for, I think it was just Chuck and Russ, right? They needed a drummer. So I said, Michael, would you be the house drummer that day for Regina and for Dinah? And he agreed. I went to Ron, or maybe even Regina. Regina may have asked you. I can't remember. No, the first year. The first year you played for Regina.
Yeah.
And Lynn. You played for, because I think Former Strangers
a couple of them asked. But the second year was everybody had their own band, right?
Yeah, but
Wasn't
you were the house.
tragedy?
You were the house. You were
yeah.
the house bassist last year.
I might have been thinking that first year.
Yeah, first year it was the tragedy. Yeah. So last year, I I said to Mike, so you in again? And he was like, yeah.
Sure, I love it.
He played with everybody with the exception of, I think, one or two of the performers. I don't think you didn't play for Reni's set because she had Jen Matthews.
Yeah.
And you didn't play for Colette because Ray played.
Ray played, yes.
But you were the house drummer for everybody else. Ron was the house drummer or the house bassist for everyone. And funny story, I called him and I said, I have a list of, 58 songs that I needed him to learn in 6 weeks. And he goes, all right, well, tell me what they are. And I said, well, I'll email it to you. He goes, no, just tell me what they are. And as I start rattling off the names, he's going, I know it. I got it. I know it. I know it. He knew every single one.
It's been a couple of years.
With the exception of one song. And he goes, I don't know that one, but I'll know it by dinner time. And damned if he didn't. So it means a lot to me that you constantly take an interest in what we're doing here, but that not only is this your third year participating in the She Festival, but that you are part of this VCB that has become such a source of pride for Jason. He loves to tell everybody, we have our own house band. Then he loves to tell everybody who's in the house band. And people are like, you have all those players? And he's like, yeah, they're all my boys. And I love seeing kind of the connections that we made too.
Absolutely.
We got to bring in our resident metal guitar player who didn't know you guys, but we brought him in, Tracey, and we'll talk to him in a little bit. And, everybody's favorite keyboardist is Sausage over there. Duva, the tallest guitar player on the planet. And then Freddie is, if you need a singer,
if you need a front man, Freddie's the man.
He might be more than the planet. Duva's, he might be, they're discovering life on other
Yeah,
he could be the biggest guy.
Mike's yacht. We call Mike Yacht Rock because he can sing and play everything.
He
man.
Can. My girlfriend Kathy and I always say we just want to take Duva on vacation with us and put him in the corner and just request songs and have him play them instead of listening to Sirius XM or something. So, has it been a challenge to learn some of these songs? You're crossing so many different genres with these ladies because this year we have 10 different female musicians that are singing. So, we started early. You really took the bull by the horns from me and said, Booch, I got you. I'm going to handle it all. And Lynn this will be Lynn's third year with me, and she said, I'm going to handle the female musicians and a lot of the communication so that I could focus on sort of the big picture, the promotion of the event and all of that. As to where in years past, I was doing it all, and then I'd have a full meltdown, and that was a lot of fun for everybody.
That's why I took it over. I didn't want to see you melt again.
Exactly.
I'm melting.
So what is it that makes you keep coming back? And you're already talking about next year.
I got plans.
Yeah, to be here.
Yeah.
No,
I got ideas. I should say
ideas,
it's your thing. I just have ideas. It's not. I mean, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun every step of the way, right? It's fun tonight, right? When these things that we've been working on, that we've been playing for, finally come, it's finally starting to sound like a really well formed. That's absolutely 100% the most fun part of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, every step of the way. I mean, a song you might not play, a song you might not listen to, getting introduced to a new artist or new thing that you wouldn't have, or a song that you thought wasn't going to sound great live, and once this group of people comes together, they make it something completely different.
Absolutely.
That ain't Whitney Houston's song. Oh, can I tell stuff off the set list?
You don't have to say who it is or what the song is.
But those aren't, a couple of those songs, those don't belong to those artists anymore.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Those are Vinyl Closet songs.
These are Vinyl Closet band songs, man. We turn them our own.
Yeah, that's
true.
over. Yeah,
that's so true.
That's the fun, and that's a huge fun part of it,
I love that.
It is. It's a blast. And I have to thank these guys for taking on this challenge, because I was in. I'm in for the challenge no matter who I would have gotten. But I appreciate these guys, and I got to give them all so much credit for saying yes to do this. Number one, knowing all the work we had to put in.
Oh my God.
Because each girl's getting 3 songs, and we're all in different bands, and I had to ask each one of them, listen, my group included, listen, please talk to your other bands because we need to buckle down because these ladies are depending on us as the backup band, and I got to give these guys props, man.
Me
all
too.
Of them.
It's amazing to me because all of you are in actively playing bands that have shows all the time, and you've given up the last 2 months of Monday nights to us. Now we're down to the wire.
Now we're doing Mondays and Thursdays.
Yeah, we're doing 2 a days pretty much, right? If we were a football team, is that what it's called?
Something like that. 2 weeks. Yeah, you got it. I got you.
It takes so long for us to get the hell out of here. It feels like it's all one big long day. I don't want to get all misty because it happens to me very easily, especially when I talk to you. And, when I talk to you, because it means the world to me. Just the way both of you take to our son and have,
You rock, dude.
We love you
You
guys.
rock. Jake, you rock, man.
We love you guys. So thank you for being here for the 3rd year in a row. Thank you for all of the things that you have done for me and my family individually. You guys both were participants in our family house fire benefit that CJ put together, and I really I can never repay you for that. And I just always know, Ron, you were the band for my 50th birthday,
Right.
and you've been the love of my life since I was 12. So
Honey, you know what? It's all about loyalty.
it is.
You know what I mean? It's all about loyalty.
It is.
And that's where it comes from.
And we have a good time. So thank you both for being here. I'm going to bring in, the rest of this ragtag motley crew group that we got going here.
Love them.
Everybody put your beer down. It's time to record your podcast. So thank you. I
Thanks,
love you
Booch.
guys both very
Love you
much.
too.
Love you
very
guys,
happy
too.
to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Glad to do it.
Glad to do it. Absolutely.
Mwah.
Peace. Enjoy these other knuckleheads coming on.
Crazy knuckleheads. All right. I'm just going to keep it going.
I'll keep it rolling.
Okay, so now we're back with our unbelievable guitar players, Michael Duva of Groove Time, of Flipped, and of Michael Duva Acoustic.
And of course,
and the VCB band. Yeah, absolutely. And Tracey James, Ingram, formerly of Hellbent, and every other metal band over the years, right?
It was a Krusty and the Camel Toes was one. Forced Entry. Yeah, there was several metal bands.
Metal. Is that a real name? I mean, I've heard
Krusty
you say
was our drummer.
Oh my God.
Did your drummer blow up or catch on fire?
I can't.
He was a little crusty.
So when you got the text from Mike,
Yes.
why did you agree to this crazy project?
I tell you, anytime I've ever been in a project with Mike, whether it's, he's played on a gig with us or something, it's always a lot of fun. And I know that it would be good players coming to the table.
Oh, absolutely.
Sign me up. I'm
So
in.
it was an easy yes for you?
It was an easy yes.
And how about you? You didn't know any of these guys. You had met Mike Nat through us.
Yeah.
That was it.
I met everybody through you guys.
No, I know, but originally, like when it was proposed to you, the only one you knew was Mike Nat.
Right. Yeah.
So why did you say yes? And is it solely because you're having an affair with my husband? They are. They're in love.
Maybe.
It's really.
Well, I've seen Ron and his band.
Oh right. Okay.
playing.
Okay.
And I've heard Freddie's voice on recordings that Jason has played.
Yes.
And you told me.
I did tell you about Duva.
I actually
Tallest
saw
guitar
you.
player.
I saw you here.
Yes, he actually came to a
I was
Hellbent
at a
show.
Hellbent gig
Hellbent?
before. Yeah.
Okay.
Like a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when Jason, said we're putting this Vinyl Closet band together, and he told me who was in it, I'm like, I'm in.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, then when I said, actually, it came about as Michael was on vacation in Aruba with Rita and Lynn, and I got a text. Booch, when we get back, Lynn and I have some things to discuss with you about SheFest. The VCB is going to be the backing band, and it's going to be a much more seamless show. And I couldn't argue with that because, first of all, I love all of you guys, but it just makes the transition much smoother. But when you got the list of songs, particularly you, because you've played a lot of these more poppy songs. That is not. When's the last time you ever played a Whitney Houston song?
Never.
Right. So when you saw this list, were you like, oh, crap mall stank?
Crap mall stank. Yeah.
Were you?
I was like, yeah. I was like, there's no way I want to learn these 30 songs, but it came along and I.
Yeah. And you've put your Tracey James on it.
Yeah, I put a little.
Yeah. I think I even saw you dancing a little bit.
I might have jiggled a little.
You did. You jiggled. So, which song, without giving away too much, which song are you most excited that you've now learned, or that you've been exposed to that maybe you weren't before?
Oh, geez. They're all really good tunes.
They are.
I don't think I have a favorite.
You don't? I would have thought it was Catherine's.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Tedeschi's song that Catherine's doing. Yeah, that's a great tune.
How about you?
Yeah.
Well, since I play a lot of this stuff already, so I actually like learning that Paramore song. Just because I don't get to do a lot of that anymore. So it's kind of a role reversal for us there.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
The Paramore song is pretty cool.
It is a pretty cool song.
We have fun with it.
Yeah, I was pretty excited to see Mike Nat play that.
Yeah.
That was
yeah. When he pulls up to rehearsal and he's got it cranked up in his car, he's ready to rock.
Well, it's funny because who would have thought that Paramore would give Mike Nat agita? Like, he was like, I don't know if I can play this. And I'm like, really? You're freaking in a Van Halen tribute band. You can't play Paramore? He can play Paramore, trust me. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much. We love you. We are so grateful that you're doing this for us. And now I'm going to bring up our keyboard player extraordinaire and our MC for the day, because it is the She Fest, but you can't have an event and you can't have the VCB without the great Freddie Gellar. So we're going to bring them up to talk for a little bit. And but don't forget, 3:26. What time does this thing start?
It's like 1 o'clock?
No, I don't think it's 1 o'clock. I think it's noon.
Noon to 7, right?
Noon to 7.
7.
Probably.
Yeah, it'll probably
noon to 11.
That's how it was last year. Last year we ended up, the show was over at like 5:30, and I think we were still here till 10 because then the whole Dinah band, the boys came and it became an open jam, and it was, that's how things happen here. This place is like a time suck. You don't realize how long you've been here until you go outside.
But it's good for the soul.
It's very good for the soul, right? Very good for the soul. All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
The maestro here, King Sausage himself, Mike Yasich, and Freddie Gellar of Dog Bite Money. So same question that I asked them. When you got the text from Nat, why did you say yes to this?
Any chance to play with great musicians and help the community out is definitely where we're at now in life. It's nice to give back. And when Michael called, and I knew of former strangers in Hot Sauce, and then got to meet Tracey. That was really nice. He'd made a great trooper kid. How about it, Nat? He was right up our alley. But no, and to give back in this community, and hey, to play in a record store. You kidding me?
Right?
Yeah. You lived the dream, Jay. You know that. You lived the dream.
That's awesome.
How about you?
I really needed to support my band wife. She's very expensive, so I couldn't afford without this other job, so I really appreciate it. But seriously, it's to be respected by the people.
Isn't your band wife Kathleen?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's very, very pricey. Okay. I'm glad this is being recorded.
I was going to say, because I'm pretty sure your band husband is Jason at this point.
Well, but then in the Junkies.
In the Junkies.
Yeah. I got to support her.
Okay.
But seriously, it's like really to be respected by the people you respect. And the fact that I respect all these musicians and that they asked me to be in the band, I mean, it's amazing. It's like a dream come true. So, yeah.
What's your favorite song that the girls are doing?
Surprisingly, it's like one of our 80s songs that we're doing that I guess I sort of liked in the 80s, but I tried not to because I thought I wanted to be more of like the hair metal person.
Do I know what it is? Obviously I know.
I hope so.
Will I be surprised to know the answer?
I don't. Maybe.
Who's doing it?
Who is doing it? I think it's Pam.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Yeah.
So it's a great song, and I'm just singing harmonies, but I'm singing backups a little bit on
Yeah.
it, like I have been on all the other songs.
Yes,
And
we really
Andrew's
love
always
that.
laughing at me when I'm singing the backups. But yeah, I love that song.
What about you, Fred? You're serving, you're the MC for the event.
It's interesting because usually I'm in the middle of that storm, and to see how everything's evolving, like that last song these guys were doing,
Yeah.
or some of that stuff. I can't wait to see the Cher song.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
cannot wait for that because I wasn't here for that. So.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
Okay.
and that's a great tune.
Yeah.
But it's interesting because some of the songs I don't know, obviously, I'm not in tune with some of that stuff. But just to hear a song being broken down and counted down, and you do this and we'll do that and we'll finish like that. And then when it finally starts coming together, maybe 4, 5, 6 times in, it's really cool to see that in action from over this side instead of in there.
100%.
That was the biggest surprise for me, that song, too.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was so difficult. I really never heard that, so.
Okay. Well, I know when we first came up with the list, Michael, Jason, and I sat and met with all the girls. And Jason had given me a lot of prompts. He was playing different songs in the week leading up to the meeting, going, this song, this song. So the girls all came with a list. We asked them to pick, a couple songs, and we would talk about it as a group. And because a lot of the ladies are in similar and like bands, and the set lists tend to overlap, I really thought that we were going to have a lot of overlapped songs. And I, for one, was shocked that we didn't. And some of these ladies dug deep and picked some really cool stuff. And then some were open to suggestions. And Jason was, as usual, the musical director. He was right there with suggestions. And some of the ones that he came up with are, I think, going to be some of the showstoppers, which we're really excited about. So just to kind of recap, we have 10 amazing female musicians. We have the 3 ladies from Dinah, Catherine, Michaela, and Gia. We have from Hot Sauce Junkies, Kathleen Holt. We have Kristen Conrad from Basic Cable, who is also playing here April 14th. We have Lynn Emilio of Nat Attack and Former Strangers. We have Rini Stanko of Yumi and Rini. Pam from Stella and the Voodoo Fish. Colette from Atomic Blonde. And the Sneaks. I must be hungry. Atomic Blonde and the Snacks. Sneaks. Natalie from Lobster Top Martini. Did I forget anybody? I said Maureen. Oh, and Ava.
Ava, right.
You know
Ava,
why
yeah,
I forget Ava? Because she's the only solo artist. Yeah. She's the only solo artist. But I got to tell you, you won't forget her once you see her. Yeah. She's unbelievable. And,
Absolutely.
the idea behind this was also to pair these younger musicians with more seasoned musicians.
A bunch of old guys.
Yeah, well,
No, the girls, I mean, it's like mentors. We're ranging in ages from Ava is 19, and I think we established that one of the ladies is, double Nichols. I'm not going to say who because that's not my business to tell.
it's interesting to see the girls go out of their zone because I know
Yes.
that's one thing when you and Michael asked to do this. We all have our style.
Right.
Each one of our bands, which one we're in.
Right.
So we get a chance to do something, and even the first time we played as a Vinyl Closet band and got to do the Grand Funk. I haven't done that forever.
Yeah.
And that's really fun.
Yeah.
And and Ron said to jam out some of these songs. So it's interesting to see girls take some of these stuff that I'm sure they don't do in their regular.
They don't. One of the things that we asked of them was please pick songs that are not in your regular set list, right? Because they're all going to bring fans of their bands. Well, I don't want to come to an event like this and hear Kathleen do only songs that she's done with the Junkies. I want to see her push herself.
Absolutely.
Same with the Dinah Girls. The thing with the Dinah Girls is they're all performing individually, which is pretty cool for us. You normally see them as a package deal. So it's pretty exciting.
I think was really cool too is the fact that we're able to learn songs that we wouldn't ever have learned because our bands don't do them. We don't necessarily gravitate toward them, but then we're able to learn a song. And then I've always started to like songs that I end up having to play in a band, even if I didn't like it. I'm like, this is actually a fun song.
Well, even
and I get to
my
learn.
love for Elvis. I was not an Elvis fan until Dolbite.
Okay.
And the early days of Dolbite, you do your Rat and your Poison, what we're doing. When you would see the crowd reaction to the Elvis songs. I'm like, I got to get into this and just break it down. And ever since then, I just fell in love with the whole thing from top to bottom.
Nice.
Because I got the performance of it from how he would interpret songs, because he never wrote nothing. And you could take the cover versions of them songs and put them against his. It's amazing how he puts his own mark on it. And that's what these girls are doing with their songs.
They are.
They're putting their own mark on it.
They are. Some of the versions of the songs that you're going to hear, you know the song, but the version is not something that maybe, some of them are a little bit more straightforward, but there's some that you're going to hear, and it might take you a couple beats to realize what song it is. Yeah. And that's always, I think, a cool thing.
And I love the fact that some of the girls are taking songs that are traditional songs or staples, and then they're using someone else's interpretation and then interpreting differently themselves.
Yeah. And I think that, you guys have all been integral in that. You and Ron are very good about saying, wait, think about this, what about that? You've offered a lot of good suggestions. Tracey and Michael and Michael have done the same thing. So, it's really the whole project. While it is the She Fest, I think you're all, as musicians, growing together, and you're all challenging each other, which I love to see. Live music matters so much to Jason and I that, this just kind of feels very natural.
Well, iron sharpens iron, so it's great to have all of these fabulous musicians, and then the ladies.
Listen to this one, iron sharpens iron.
Somebody read Shakespeare today.
I did that especially for this podcast.
He's the sales rep, yeah. All right, all of you come back here and stand behind us. We're going to finish it out. You too, musical director.
You're a magnet.
Get over
You created this.
I'm just stealing your steel.
So these are the he's behind the she's. And where's he at? How do I, this way? This guy. Wait, what?
This guy.
This guy.
I'm right here.
I should have just looked at you to know where you were. And, these people are all together because this one nagged this one endlessly.
Those.
But what's been created here is another family, another group of brothers. And
it's all about.
I get to just kind of witness it and be happy about it. But thank you, VCB, for being our house band.
VCB.
Thank you, Jason and Ange.
Thanks for having us.
You guys are awesome.
Anytime. You guys are the best.
Practice at a record store. That's almost as good as my house.
It's great. Anytime. You can practice here anytime, Freddie.
Anytime, right?
Yep.
You did kind of. When we lost, when Dog Bite came back, and it was your first show when Dog Bite came back.
2 years, yep.
2 years. Funny story. We had a crowd. We had the Dog Bite crowd. If you've ever seen Dog Bite, you know that crowd. Out in our parking lot. Didn't we lose power because there was an accident? We did not have any power for 4 or 5 hours. But then it finally went on, and so did the show. And then Stevie tore his rotator cuff in the last set. It was like the night was doomed, but all's well that ends well.
No, after 2 years, it was a very interesting beginning.
It was.
And never forget it.
Never forget it. It was a great show, though.
You can't make this stuff
It was
up.
a great show. No, you can't. No. You can't. And, all of your individual bands, with the exception of Hot Sauce, but CJ and I have talked about it, have played here in their actual... No, you haven't. Wait, you haven't.
No.
I don't know why Nat Attack has never played here.
Because every other band I played in plays here.
Because you're here all the time, apparently.
All the time, yeah.
What do we got to do to get Romeo Delight here, buddy? All right, so join us on March 26th. It's a Sunday. What time is it?
Noon to 5.
Come here at noon and stay.
That's the only job I have this year is to promote this thing, and I don't even know what it is. Noon to 5. It's free to get in. We're going to have great raffle baskets. If you want to donate one, I'll take it. And we're going to be selling 50-50 tickets. You're going to bring donations off of the wish list, which I will post. The Laurel House works to help support women that have been victims of domestic violence and as they're starting their lives over. So, think personal care items, think canned goods, think kids snacks, things like that. Because when they put them in, whether it's temporary housing or they help them secure new housing, these people are often fleeing their homes with nothing. These women are fleeing their homes with just their children, and they have to start all over again. So that's really what this is all about. And we do it during Women's History Month, just because it's all about empowering females. And these guys are great at empowering the women who are going to be performing in front of them, and empowering me and showing me support and love. So, so join us on that day. We're going to have, it's BYOB, just like every event that we have here. We're going to have some great food specials that day. And it's just a good time. It's probably one of my favorite days of the year. So I hope you'll join us. Thank you guys again. We love you. Jay, thank you for creating this band.
It's his fault.
And you guys, thanks for having the talent.
It was on me.
It was. It was. And then the next time, listen, now we got to plan Funk Fest, right?
Now listen, we got to plan not just Funk Fest, but
Funk
the next
Fest, here we
outdoor.
go.
Yeah. Well, we will. They'll be back again sometime in the fall. This time, hopefully, we won't have a tsunami.
Not a monsoon.
Not
fest.
a monsoon. Yeah. But we're talking about Funk Fest too with these guys. Ooh. So we'll see what happens there. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Peace.